Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mental Health Warriors. I am your mental wellness warrior, Annette, and I'm here today with my guest, who is going to be speaking about her beating both addiction to food and alcohol and overcoming her traumas. I'm going to let her introduce herself. Her name is Bunmi, and she's going to be joining me shortly. I think she might be having technical difficulties, but once she does, we will get into our chat and go from there. So I will play the intro, and thanks for joining us. Be right back. Welcome back, everyone. I'm just going to send my guest the link again, just in case she didn't get it okay. But in any event, I hope everyone has been well and looking after their mental health. And I have many upcoming shows regarding some intuitive spiritual readings. So I'm just going to share a little bit about that with you today, because you're probably wondering, how does spiritual readings tie in with mental health? Well, the way I do my intuitive spiritual readings are very unique. So I developed this ability to judge for myself when I needed some feedback from spiritual leaders, and from the books I've read. So I have read Louise Hay, I have read Eckhart Tolle, Don Luis Miguel of Four Agreements, and several others. The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, and all of these different types of books, which give us perspectives on different types of views on how we are living our lives. One of the biggest things I learned with respect to my mental wellness was the conditioning I had as a person in society. And reading both the Four Agreements and Eckhart Tolle's The New Earth really enlightened me about how mental wellness, how our mental health is tied in so directly with our lack of spirituality. So understanding that when I was going through post-traumatic stress disorder, it caused a lot to do with how I was unable to focus in the present moment. And after reading these books and understanding what enlightenment was, and for me, I'm just giving all these definitions from my perspective and my experiences, because everyone experiences the world in a different reality. And I'm just going to check my private chat here for a second. There's a comment here. I do not see my guest. It says, Adam says, hello, ladies. Where is my guest? I don't see her. Just give me a moment, folks. I'll be right back to my topic and finding my guest. Sometimes technology is more a pain than it is a benefit. Let's see if our founder knows where she is. Anyway, I'll go back to my topic until I can figure out what's wrong here. And then Adam says technology is amazing, isn't it? Yeah. So if where I was going with the readings. Oh, so when I was really struggling and having triggers or lack of, yeah, he sees me, but not my guest. I don't know where my guest is. So that's unfortunate because I was really, really looking forward to having my conversation with her. She's an amazing lady, but I'll come back to that again. And so when I was struggling with my mental health issues and I was looking for guidance from my teachers and from the books I'd read, I would stand in front of my bookcase and I would let my energy flow from my soul, from my intuition, and guide me to picking up a book that I needed to hear a message from. So once I picked the book, then I would just ask the universe, what is it I needed to hear? So I would fan it open and randomly stop. And once I stopped, I would start reading from those pages. And every time it gave me a message that was so connected to where my headspace was at that moment. Like, for example, if I was focused on others and not looking after myself, or if I was stuck in a place of non-forgiveness and I would just randomly open to a section on forgiveness. And as I developed and grew from my post-traumatic stress disorder, I learned that this was a skill that I could help guide others. So I now currently do readings for whoever is struggling with depression or anxiety or really, really needs some insight and clarity to what they're going through and what they're experiencing. And the readings, I'll be doing some this weekend in Collingwood at an Awaken Fair, which is tomorrow. And if anyone is interested, just message me and show up and I'll do a reading for you. So my guest that I was supposed to have on today, I'm really hoping that nothing unfortunate happened to her. And because we had a conversation this past week about the show and we were really looking forward to this. And maybe the timing has been incorrect or something too, but I've notified her a couple times. Anyhow, so she's from the United States. I believe it is Wisconsin. And her name, I'd never read that name before. It's a beautiful name. And she says that is truly like a phoenix, that she rose from the ashes of her life, and that she had beaten both food and alcohol addiction and overcome her traumas of divorce and triggers. And she now leads a beautiful and healthy and full life, sort of along the lines of, what I did too, right? I had food. I didn't have alcohol addictions. I had more addictions to work and improper relationships with people. And so she says in 2008, after 20 years of self-sabotaging herself and playing Russian roulette with her health, she finally got into a burnout. So similar to my experience, I had a total breakdown of what was going on with me. And it was the year she now calls her own Annus, the year of horribility, yes, a horrible year. And since the mask fell off that day, she's worked tirelessly, plotting to path her recovery with plenty of trial and error along the way. Once she succeeded, she knew she had figured out a formula that could also help others. And so she has made it her mission to take that out into the world to help others to do the same. She's wonderfully magnetic, and I can attest to that. When I spoke with her, she was amazing. And she's a very confident woman, warm, and a mastery over various globally acclaimed healing techniques. And I wanted her to share that with us today. And I wonder if the time, Adam, I wonder if the time thing has affected her too, because she's in the United States. And if she comes on an hour later, I totally know what happens. So this could be the case here. So I just have to reschedule her again. She does the dynamic art of future life progression. And I was so looking to dive into what that's all about. She gave me a brief description of it. And she does weaving together future life progression, giving you a picture of what your future will look like once you apply all the tools that you learn to get better. And she does healing modalities. She's created an exclusive and powerful experience to empower, transform, and support the client's journey to find their best possible future and unlock their true potential in the here and now. So, yeah, if the time change has affected her to realize that she's supposed to be on now instead of 2 o'clock, it could have been the confusion. Anyhow, I will log out. I will wish you a beautiful day, because I really didn't come on for any other reason but to introduce me. Anyhow, I wish you all the best. And if you have any questions, let me know. Take care.